Hi guys, it's Sherry. So today we are going to be creating an antique style necklace. So the first thing I did was I conditioned and rolled out my graphite pearl silver, and I rolled this out to my thickest setting. And I want to get my silver leaf, and before I do, I want to show you. So I have this gorgeous stone. It was under $5, and I think it is just absolutely stunning. So I really wanted to do this with silver leaf since there's so much silver coming through. But I also have these little pink stones that I want to incorporate since it has this beautiful pink here. So we're going to see what we could come up with that. But we are going to put some silver leaf on this. So let me grab my silver leaf. And I'm just going to put that right on my clay. I'm just going to press this down, get the air pockets out. I'm going to take my roller and just roll it just a little bit. And then I know I will not need a lot, so I am just going to cut part of this. I will put this off to the side for the time being. And then I am going to bring this one over to me. And then I'm just going to roll. And I want to kind of get a little bit of crackle going on here. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this through my pasta machine, and I'm going to go down one level. So it's on my thickest right now, so I'm going to go down one more level. And you'll see I got all these beautiful lines here. So now I'm going to cut this in half. I'm going to put this on top of each other. And then I'm going to run this through my pasta machine again. And this time I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to keep it on my second thickest level. Okay, so now you see all those beautiful little cracks. And I have it on the front and back, which is exactly what I need. So now my next step is, well, I want to take my sticker off here. Okay, so my next step is to kind of lay this out, and then I am going to cut around this. And I'm leaving about a 1/4 inch around my whole piece. So now I want to put this on. I have these mats because it makes everything so much easier to move around. So now I could kind of turn it and know it's not going to go anywhere. So the first thing I want to do is just put a little bit of my clay adhesive on here, just to make sure that my piece seals or stays on when I bake it. Okay. Now I'm going to kind of readjust and trim up any excess, because I do not need my piece to be that wide. Okay, so before we do anything else, I'm going to take this piece, and then I have a little thread here, and I'm going to take my thread, I want to go this way. And just roll it right over your silver leaf. So you have like this really cool lines on it. Okay. And I want to take a thin and try to keep this straight. And I have to turn this around so I can see how much I cut off. Try to, here, let me put it over here at the very end so I know my piece is straight. I'm just going to put this right on again. Get your blade straight and cut down. Okay. Oops. So my next step is I just want to take a little bit of my glue. I'm going to put it right over here. Take that adhesive and just put it right on the side and partially on that clay. I just want to make sure I get the whole area so I know that that piece of clay is going to stick nicely. Now take your piece and just go right around. And when you get to the end, just cut straight down, pull, and then put those pieces back together. All I'm doing is slowly just pressing down to make sure that that clay that we just put on is hitting the bottom clay. I'm going to make sure that it's completely set down. And I'm going to slowly kind of just go like this to get my clay up just a little bit so it's not so edgy looking. I want it to kind of turn in a bit. And while I'm doing that, I'm holding my stone into place so my stone doesn't move, because that liquid adhesive will make it slippery. That's why these pads are really nice, because you can move everything and not actually move your piece. Okay, so now I want to get another sheet and just carefully set it over and just tap. So just that top part that's all black gets the silver on it. Oops. Ah. It's not staying on the clay, it's coming on me instead. I'm just gonna rub it lift that up. Okay, so now I want to get my little paintbrush and just wipe away that extra leaf, because I don't want that leaf all over my piece. When you get a little extra, it's okay. Okay. All right, so now I need to clean around this whole piece again. So I want to keep this nice and close. So this part's already kind of close. So I am going to do this all by hand. And all I'm doing is following my stone. Okay, now I'm going to take some more silver leaf. I'm going to get my edge here. All I'm doing is kind of making everything kind of straight, like flat and straight, and making sure it's in place. So now that'll be the back, and that is our front so far. Make sure everything is straight. Okay, so now I think I want to add this little gemstone right up here to cover up the little hole, because this is actually like a bead. So I want to cover up that hole, and in order to do that, I want to wrap my bead or my gem. So I'm once again just going to lay this flat right up against my cutting board, so I know that it's going to be even. Kind of mark how thick that has to be. Straight. And I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive clay on here. And I also want to put this right on the bottom. So that's going to be my little bottom piece. All right, so now I got my adhesive clay, and then I am just going to take this, wrap this around very carefully, because it is tiny and it's going to want to continually move. So cut your piece, that off to the side, and then put that back together. Okay. And then I am going to take this and put that right on top of there. And I'm just slowly blending these all together. I'm going to take my silver leaf again, and I am just going to go over the entire thing. Right, it's stuck to my finger. Just go over it. Don't worry about the silver leaf, that'll come off the stone. And then I am just going to put some there. And then set that down. And I want that to be right at the top. Okay. I like that. It looks really pretty. All right, so now we need to figure out what kind of bale we are going to use. I'm thinking, let me see. Okay, so for the bale, I'm going to use my clay that I put the thread on. And I am just going to, let's go this direction. Cut that out. Smooth my piece out. Oops, oops. I want to see how exactly I want to put this. Okay, so I want to actually make this a little thinner. So let me get my roller. I'm going to make this just a little bit thinner because I don't want it so thick on the top. And I'm going to get my thread, thread that. Actually, let me do it over here. Do it here because I don't want a lot of cracks in this. And that has a lot of cracks now. So let me roll. And I'm going to go right there. And then I'm just going to kind of push that down and push that one down just a little bit. Smooth it all out. And thinking we could go about right there. Right in the middle. We want to go right in the middle. I want to make sure this is even. And put that right on the back. Make sure that's straight. And now I'm going to want to put something right in the middle of there so that doesn't close up on me when I bake it. So let me get, where? Okay, so I have one of these sticks and I'm just going to break this. Let me just do it that way. And then I'm going to carefully put that right in there. And that will get baked just like that, so that way I know that piece is not going to open up. I'm just using my paintbrush to make sure I could press down, make sure everything is nice and flat. And this way the paintbrush is soft enough that I know I'm not going to destroy my piece. And it takes off any extra leaf that may be lingering. Okay, so check your piece, make sure it's exactly the way you want it. If you want to add extra silver leaf, do that now. Because once it's baked, you cannot add silver leaf. Okay, so now I'm going to put this in the oven at 275 and I'm going to bake this for a full hour. Okay guys, so my piece is in the oven, and while that's baking, the one thing that I want to do is I want to take this extra little gemstone that I have. And do you ever see those chains that have like a little gem that hang down from the back? I want to do that. So I am going to do the same thing that I did before, and I want to take my piece and wrap it the same way I did before. All right, so then I want to take one of my little eyelets, and I'm going to use silver. And I want to cut this down. And I'm going to stick this right in there. That way it has something to hang off of. And I'm going to take this, and I want to use some gold leaf on the back, since the back will also be showing. Okay, so now I'll put that right off to the side. Let me see if I could get some of this silver leaf off. All right. Now I want to take some of my pieces and make little balls so I can make beads. And I'm going to do different sizes. Okay, those ones are good in size together. Okay. I'm going to take one of my silver leaves. Gonna wrap it. Okay, so my next step is to get some of my pins, my eye pins. I want to make sure they're silver. And I'm just going to poke them right through the middle. I'm going to bake them just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to put these in the oven as well, all these pieces, and then when everything is finished, we'll come back and assemble. Okay guys, so my pieces are out of the oven. They're completely cooled off. I ended up taking a paintbrush and just brushing off the extra leaf. So our next step is going to be to make sure that our beads are going to be able to stay on these little eye pins. So what I like to do is I will take this, I will turn it, and then the opposite direction, I will go and make another loop, okay? So make sure you do that with all of your beads. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that one a little bit open. I want to take 3 of these, 2 small ones, and then the one big one and hook them together. Oops. Come on, honey. So I will hook them together like that. So it'll be small, bigger, and then another small one. And I will just hoop them, or I will just connect them together. And then I will have 3 of my beads together. Be easier if I have my flat pliers. There we go. That's much easier. Okay, so now our beads are all together. I cleaned up my pendant and look how beautiful that came out. Just absolutely gorgeous. I am super thrilled with this. I think it is definitely a one-of-a-kind piece, and it looks just beautiful with the silver leaf on here. So now it's going to be time to put our chain on. Okay, so I'm going to make this a little bit longer than I normally would. If you saw my last antique necklace, I made that longer as well. So I'm going to go about 22 inches. So first I want to kind of just make this where my beads will connect to it. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to go down to, let me get rid of this little area first. I'm just going to cut that off. Let me see here. I'm going to go 8 inches initially. So go right to the 16. Okay. So now I'm going to take this and I am going to open it. And then I'm going to take my chain that I just cut. Open that a little bit better. And then I'm just going to lay that on here. Get that in there. There we go. And then I'm going to reclose that. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then I will slip this in here. And then I will add this one. There we go. And then reclose it. So now we have the start of our chain. So because this is going to be a long one, we do not need to worry about a clasp necessarily. But I do want to add this piece, so I will put a clasp on here. So now this chain will be 14 inches. Oops. And then I'm going to cut this in half. And that will give me 22 inches of chain plus my beads. So just measure that out and grab it right in the middle right there. Come on. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to open this one up. That one went on really nice. Okay. Okay, so my next step is to get my jump rings. And I want to get small jump rings. Gonna open one up. Let's put it on our chain. There we go. And then I have these extra links right here. And they're a little bit bigger, so that's my good extender. And I'm gonna add that onto here as well. And then I'm going to close that up. I'm going to remove this bigger jump ring because I want a small one on here. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to put this right on the very end of my extender. And then I will add my little gemstone. And then I want to make sure this is super glued in there. So I want to get my super glue because I don't want this coming out. So I'm going to take that. You see how easy that came out? So we want to make sure we super glue that in. And then just put it right back in there, just like that. Get your clasp. Add your jump ring. Put your clasp on. Close it up. Okay. And look how gorgeous. Our last step is to make sure we seal all this silver leaf. So I want to make sure, that I have my glaze. This is my Sculpey Gloss Glaze. I'm just going to put it right on my tile. Get your paintbrush. First thing I'm going to do is gloss my pendant. And I put this all together because it'll be so much easier to hang to dry than letting it sit there. So if you get it on the stone, just wipe off the stone. Okay guys, here it is. Look how beautiful. Just absolutely stunning. I mean, it is just gorgeous. I love this. I love how the beads are connected and really bring this piece to life. And then this little end piece, how gorgeous is that? That's going to look so beautiful draped down your back, draped down the back of your neck. I mean, just how beautiful. I really hope you guys enjoyed creating this piece with me. If you did, please like, subscribe, and if you decide to create this piece, please share it on my Facebook page. I would love to see your work as well. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.